those Wookiee bartenders 20%. No droids, no bounty hunters, no Raylos, no Ray Nobodies. None of that stuff. We don't do that here at the cantina. Considering Doomcock's info dump, which is what it was, let's talk a little bit. Excuse me. I hate doing that, guys. I know what it looks like, but I gotta blow my nose when I gotta blow my nose. And if you know me, you know that I do that all day long, constantly, every day of the year. Anyway, it was a good show on Midnight's Edge. Kudos to the guys. I'm gonna go sit in my lovely dining room, which is starting to look a little more like Thanksgiving because my family eats Thanksgiving here. I will explain what I do. I order a bird from the butcher shop and then I brine it, which a brine is basically you submerge the bird in a salt water solution. I use kosher salt, a box of it, and I usually boil it in a big cauldron with bay leaves, rosemary, thyme, juniper berries, black peppercorns, and star anise to make the bird a little spicy, make it taste real good, and it comes out pretty good. And also, it's the 246th birthday of the U.S. Marine Corps. If you know me, my husband retired after 30 years as a colonel, a full-bird colonel, a senior colonel in the Marine Corps. People ask why didn't he get, promoted, and he really was never a political officer. And I mean, every one of his commanding officers, his generals, always said he could be, and he would be a great general. But Rudy didn't want to be a general anyway. Good afternoon, John. Because the moment you become a general or brigadier, you're suddenly on. Well, kinda. When you become a general or brigadier, you're suddenly on a 4 stars or 3 stars staff, and you have no life. You are at this man or woman's beck and call, and you don't get to see anybody in your family. You don't get to see your family. So, the wife, gets perks, but it's not. It's a tough life, and the higher they get, the worse it gets. Like the commandant of the Marine Corps, it's you're entertaining every day. Somebody. You're you're at work, you get calls at night you don't want. It's not a fun life. So Rudy didn't want to do it. But if you get to where he was, you pretty much did everything in the Marine Corps that you wanted to do anyway. Oh, I'm doing great, Jonathan. So, we had fun. We lived, let's see, got married in Hawaii. He was at Camp Smith at the time on the Mar 4 Pack staff. And then he moved to command the 1st Battalion, 12th Marines. And then we came back here to Carlisle, the Army War College, and then down to SOCOM in Tampa, then drove across country to Camp Pendleton. He was on the staff of the 1st Marine Division, and then his regimental command it's called a battalion, but it's really not. 1st Battalion, 1st Division. So it's a regimental command size. It's a lot of people. And so we did that for 3 years. 3 years, and then we went to Korea for 2 years. Then we came back to Stafford, Virginia, where he was the head of enlisted assignments and re-enlistments. And so he is basically the guy that all the kids would complain about when they were getting sent to places they didn't want to go. And that was fine for him. And then he retired, and now we're here. And he's got a job, and I basically hold down the fort. And so anyway, but yeah, the Marine Corps, we had a good life. We had a good time, a really good time. And it was, I don't know if I'd, considering the current situation with our leadership right now, I probably wouldn't encourage anybody to join up until we get rid of the Secretary of Defense and these idiots who name ships after gay activists who didn't really do anything that would warrant a ship being named after them. And we get this current administration out. And the military needs reforming, but the entire government does too. Oh yeah, oh yeah, John. So, but it's happy birthday to the Marine Corps. I miss dressing up because there's a big birthday ball. The picture that I posted on the community page, yeah, that's me and Rudy at our battalion 112 ball at the Halikoa Hotel in downtown Honolulu, right on the beach, Waikiki Beach. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I look at that picture and go, damn, I was hot then. Anyway, let's talk about the topic at hand. What do I expect for the earnings call? Number one, they'll be doing a lot of talking about the ESPN. I know that Disney really, really wants the NFL ticket. They get that. That's a big influx of money. Despite people being angry, what in the world? Despite being people being angry at the anthem kneelers and ratings are down. The NFL is still a big ticket item, and Disney would serve to earn a lot of money. This is where they earn a lot of money. Okay, it's ESPN and it's ABC. Okay, so he'll be talking a lot about that, and then he'll be talking a lot about the parks. Then he'll probably talk about Marvel and Lucasfilm and whatever. And to be honest, I don't know if he'll say anything about Kennedy or not. Here's my thing about Kennedy. I gotta keep doing. Oh man, that sun. I can never escape it. I really, really can't. I'm gonna have to go over here. Here's the thing about Kennedy. Oh great, now I got that. Jeez. You really kind of gotta understand the ego involved with her. She's very ego driven. And I noticed that it's really interesting to me. Her husband enjoys sharing pictures of their dog, their kids, and she is absolutely nowhere to be seen. I find that interesting only because I don't see her being a hands-on mom, if you know what I mean. I really, really don't. It's one of those things where I can't describe it, how I feel about her in that respect. So we've got that. It's just very interesting. But I honestly, will she be giving a Nixonian type speech on Disney Plus Day? I don't know. And the reason why I say is I don't know if her ego will let her. Because she knows what that means. She knows telling the world what a successful person she is, that everybody is going to realize she's saying, I fucked up and I'm leaving. They're forcing me out. Okay. We gotta understand that. I don't know if she is going to be the one to announce her leaving. And it wouldn't shock me at all to see Bob Chapek mention it. I think he's got to weigh the pros and cons. Because, look, if Doomcock is getting even a scintilla of news about what's really going on at Lucasfilm, you bet the investors are. And I'm not talking about mom and pop investors, because we're those people. I'm talking about BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, JP Morgan Chase, etc., etc., Wells Fargo. They're the ones that probably kind of have a pulse to what's going on. And if he feels like it's a good move for their stock price to announce after 9 years, Kathleen Kennedy will is stepping down as head of Lucasfilm at the end of December or at the end of May. But he'll give a time frame, and he'll say, we're so sorry to see her go. She's been a wonderful asset to to the Disney Corporation, la di da. He has to say that. Okay. What's a rule that Cameron always says? The nicer they are, the more they hate you. Okay. And, when you hear John talk about how nice Kathy is, you don't like her. Don't like her. Okay. But I gotta say that watching this going on, I have a feeling that we're going to be either pleasantly surprised and happy or pleasantly confused. Because, look, if he says she's leaving in May, which would coincide with Star Wars Celebration, there will be people whose name will be nameless who will still say, but she's still there. Did you hear anything he said? We'll have that going on. We will have people not believing it. We'll have people that would say it's not good enough. We'll have people attacking Dave Filoni. In fact, what's really interesting to me is these idiots feed right into Pablo Hidalgo when they do that. He was on a Twitter, talking to somebody on Twitter who said, oh, Dave Filoni's really catching hell right now, blah, blah, blah. And Pablo's like snickering. But there you go. So, I don't want to feed into these guys. Okay. If you're a real Star Wars fan, you cheer for them. You want them to do good. And I gotta say, if what Doomcock said is right, and literally everything she had on her slate was canceled, and yet they're giving her a quiet contract extension, that tells me that she's leaving. Okay. I'm going to tell you this, and I know there's people out there that want to argue with me. It doesn't matter if she has a contract extension till May. She's done. When you look at the slate of things that are going to be talked about, the only thing that she might still have a little bit of influence over is Andor. And Doomcock said that they had delayed it. Now, I don't know. Maybe they delayed putting it out there because it might be woke, and Chapek wants it fixed, so there might be reshoots, or he might be, and that might be it. But it was supposed to be a 3-season series. So maybe they're not only delaying the release of that show till they can fix a few episodes, they might be delaying the rest of the series so they can get rid of the crap. Okay. Same thing I think that's going on with Indy 5. I said this morning in my upload today, my video that was uploaded today, that Harrison Ford and company are back in London filming again. They left Morocco probably this weekend and now are back. Frank Marshall, as you remember from the little confab we had on Instagram, said, I'm going to meet up with them in London. So we've got that going on. Now it could be reshoots. They could have been planning on wrapping in Morocco, but now they may have to do reshoots. Okay, maybe Chapek saw the dailies and went, holy shit. But I have a feeling someone inside, or someone who's knows what's going on inside, told Chapek, this has got to be fixed. And I mean now. And the reason why I say that is, I gotta see what time is it. Okay, I got an hour. Okay, I'm gonna be done pretty soon on this, just because I gotta go see the dog. Or the horse. The dog is right here. And he's being a horse's ass. Anyway, hey Citizen 333. I really think someone outed her. I think that Doomcock did get some rumors. I do believe they watch us. And that is not just me hoping. I don't hope on a whim. But I gotta tell you this, and this is for the people who don't believe and who troll and mock and attack and lie about things like doxing, and do just shitty things to people because we don't agree, and then call me a psychopath. We don't know who did that. I won't say the name. I really don't appreciate that either, especially since he used to be a friend. He owes me an apology. If you think that the Forbes article, the Variety article, it wasn't Hollywood Reporter, it was Variety. The I think there were 2 Variety articles, and then Kojak is great, and the last Atlantic article were in a bottle, were like something that just appeared out of nowhere and don't mean anything. You're a moron. Why do I say that? I say it simply because you have to learn to think subtly. Corporate politics are not you're a manager of a Starbucks and a barista screwing up and treating the customers like shit, so you fire them. Yeah, they do, John. You have to be really, really, really cosmically narrow-minded to believe that nothing is going on. You really have to. Some channels do it because they want the AdSense money, and if it bleeds, it leads. They know this. It's a rule in the news media. Some just want to be negative and to be hurtful. Okay. I have been slandered. Doomcock has been slandered. Cameron, Andre, and Tom. And I'm a loyal person. But when I see somebody I was friends with, personally attacking me because I'm not kissing their ring, it doesn't hurt me. It really, it's like you suddenly realize who's there because they really care and who want to see things good happen, who know we're fighting the good fight, and who is there just to be a troll and a jackass and a party pooper. Okay. And they're worried about, and I hate to say this because I have a lot of friends who are branding themselves, and I'm not talking about them. Okay. I'm talking about the huge channels. And I'm not talking about any of the huge channels that I'm affiliated with. All right. Because they're the ones that encourage intellectual debate, rational discussion. I'm talking about the ones that go out of their way to demean people, even on their side. Okay? That is wrong. But they get people to follow them because they know if it bleeds, it leads. And you can't talk to them. All right? Once these people make up their mind, there's no coming back. That's narrow-minded. The only narrow road we should be worried about is the narrow path leading to heaven, right? Instead, we got this. And there is a psychological effect to it. They need to believe everything sucks. Okay? And that's the truth. They really, really do. And I'm of the opinion that, everything runs on a cycle. Okay? We've got good times, we've got bad times, we've got meh, whatever times. Okay? History proves that. Okay? When I look at what's going on, maybe with Doctor Who, and seeing that the BBC may run out of money and they're not going to get bailed out, I don't know how. Britain and their nationalized government can put more money into it. Okay. Taxpayer funded anything is an utter failure. Okay, look at Amtrak. Look at the post office. Okay. Private enterprise is the way to go. All right. I don't know how they're going to do it. In Doctor Who, apparently the intellectual rights went to somebody else, but no one believes he'll do any good because he's kind of an SJW or something's not right with this guy. I don't know. I am not a Doctor Who fan. All right. But I saw that and it was interesting. But we've got all this stuff going on with Star Wars, with Kennedy, and then we've got like a certain larger channel, slightly larger than mine, showed up on a very old video of mine and attacked me. I deleted it. I banned him. I thought I had banned this clown a long time ago, and apparently it didn't work. He came back. So I banned him again. And then I got another one. A person who has not uploaded a movie or video to YouTube in 8 years, calling himself Star Wars Veritas, which means Veritas is Latin for truth. And showing up and attacking Doomcock. And it's like, this is the thing that tells me there's something going on. Okay. And they don't like it. And they're terrified. They're terrified. Okay. He doesn't have to be 100% right. But if you think about it, I'm glad you guys go. We all knew that Rian Johnson was never going to get to do his trilogy. We knew that. And Doomcock basically, reported, I'd like to see that memo, and, I will leave my email, my Proton mail email in the description of this or in a pinned note if somebody at Lucasfilm wants to tell me if you watch and if you want to send me that memo, I'd like to see it. Hey, Patrick. I don't want you guys to get your hopes up. It's going to be interesting. Interesting. Then why are you here? You're not a fan of Doomcock? I'm making it a rule. I don't want to hear that. Okay, he's my friend. Okay. I don't want to hear that. You keep that to yourself. Okay. What he posts are rumors. They're mostly for entertainment. But when he's right, he's right. Now I forgot my point here. But, we knew Rian Johnson wasn't going to get his trilogy, and now it looks like it's official through a memo. I want to see the memo. No, he hasn't, and that's the thing. And I'm gonna have to. The sun is like playing havoc with me right now. Maybe I'll go over to where I was sitting before. How's that? Doomy hasn't attacked anybody, and if anything, you've got to be kidding me. Are you? Good Lord. All right, I'm here. I'm right here, guys. Right here. This on. I gotta get going here too. I can't hang around. So we're just gonna have to do me half and I'll do this. I've got those big windows in the back, and they're I'll go over here. I don't care. They're a little bit kind of a pain in the ass. Okay. So anyway, I want to see that memo. I would like to see the memo just so I know that it's real. I've seen letters from people at Lucasfilm to my friends, to friends that I know are real. I've seen other stuff, so I'd like to see that memo just because it would be very interesting to kind of put some solid evidence to what we're thinking is going on. I don't know. But so I don't, Ruin, do being reported that it's official, he's not getting his trilogy. And when you start thinking about what it was going to be about, horrible. No Jedi, no Sith, no Force, and the whole thing revolves around a lesbian couple. I mean, I'm sick of it. Okay, as a Catholic, a devout Catholic, I'm affronted. I don't, but as a libertarian, I don't care how you live. But there's a certain. What do you mean? What happened to the feed? I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm fine. I'm right here, man. There's a certain kind of person out there that needs to understand there are things you don't. Oh, our neighbors are home. That you don't put in to children's films. Okay, you just don't. You don't aim adult themes like that at kids. I think one of my biggest pet peeves, and I have to let you guys go because I really got to go see the horse, is this. When somebody like Pablo insists that Star Wars is for children, and then insists on putting adult types of and I'm gonna say right out, depraved crap in front of kids. Okay, Eternals. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind if the gay couple being in there if it hadn't been a Marvel movie. Okay, I don't think it's healthy for kids to see that stuff. Let them be children. Okay, one of my biggest pet peeves about any of this is kids not being allowed to be kids. I was allowed to be a kid. I still am in lots of ways, and I love it. Okay? But our kids nowadays have all this disgusting crap thrown in their faces. And they wonder why parents are upset. Okay, they wonder why homeschooling is growing. They wonder why religious schooling is growing. Even people who are secular are sending their kids to religious schools. All right? Kids should be learning a basic thing: math, history, real history, okay? How to write, how to read. They should be taught literature, okay? They should be taught basic science, not Debbie has two mommies, okay? And that's the reason why I'm so glad if this is true. And I think it is. I mean, look, if Ryan Johnson had any wherewithal that he knew he was getting his trilogy, he would have said something. It would have been official somehow. We don't have anything. And now we've got this rumor. We've got Rogue Squadron delayed indefinitely. We've got probably the Acolyte being officially canceled. We have to see official. That's how you do it, Carlos. You make all the stuff that wasn't good for kids to see when we were growing up available for kids. Okay, that's what you do. All right. You know, and yeah, yeah, Ben. Look, we've got the release date pushback. We've got for Indy 5. We've got Rogue Squadron being, delayed indefinitely, which is just short term for it's never seen the light of day. There are rumors out there, strong rumors now, that the Acolyte's been canceled. And on top of that, Cameron, who is probably the best person to talk to about this, has heard that Kennedy and Headland have argued vociferously over who's the biggest bitch. And apparently, Headland went after her. So you got Mean Girls going on. That show's never going to see the light of day just on that alone. You've got this Baby Ray show canceled. I mean, what the fuck? And I mean Ray Falfatine. You've got, um, you've got, you've got Children of Blood and Bone canceled. Okay, yeah, Baby Ray. She wanted to do a series about Ray. As a child, I'm like, no one wants that. What part of they can't sell Ray figures if they're giving them away for free? They can't. Go to any of your Ollies, you will see figures from TFA, figures from TLJ. They were never even opened at the stores. They're at Ollies, all over the shelves, and none of them have sold. Okay? I mean, if they were giving them away, I would have a Ray bonfire. You know? So it is, it's just, this is, I think it's happening. I think if Lando was part, yeah, I do. Let me explain why. Lando Calrissian, despite him being a really great character, a very complicated guy, isn't a character you do a movie, you do a show about. If you do it right, Han Solo is. Lando's part of that. Okay, I really gotta go. I really, really do. And that's just the way it is, you know? And you know, it's just that obvious, right? You know, I would even say Donald Glover didn't bring people to the soy glow, okay? But you guys, I'm gonna put a link in the pinned note with my email address, and to anybody at Disney or Lucasfilm who's watching this, and I think you guys do, send me an email if you want and let me know more about what's going on. I mean, I'd like to see physical evidence. Okay. So I gotta go because I gotta give Kay her medicine, and we may have to send her to get an operation. I'm gonna tell you guys this: if that's the case, Christmas is bust. Okay. Because we'd have to haul her over past Philadelphia, and that's going to cost money. And then God knows how much the ophthalmologist and the operation would be. So pray my baby girl is okay. Okay, and we can pass through, get through this. Anyway, this is Steph signing out. I'll see you guys around the galaxy. If JPEG says anything worth talking about, I'll be back live later. See you around.